Welcome back. Today I will introduce you in more detail to the evolution of aesthetic gymnastics, which is a young sport, but has existed for several decades. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share the video with your friends so it could show up more often in the recommended section. Now let's jump into the video. Aesthetic group gymnastics, or shortly, AGG, is based on stylized, natural total body movement. The sport involves harmonious, rhythmic, and dynamic movements performed with natural use of strength. There is a natural flow from one movement to the next, as if each new movement is created from the previous one. All movements must be performed fluently, showing amplitude and variety in the dynamics and speed. The origin of this sport stretches back into ancient Greece, and the concept of natural flowing body movement has inspired the development of this sport. European countries such as Finland and Estonia have been nurturing, developing, practicing, and promoting this sport for over 100 years and have had competitions since the 1950s. But the influence has quickly spread all over the world. In 1995, Finland introduced a new sport to the international gymnastics, at the sports event Gymnastrata in Berlin. The first international competition was held in Helsinki, Finland in 1996. During the following 3 years of successful international competitions, the idea of establishing a World Championship competition was born. First ever World Championship was held in May 2000 in Helsinki, Finland. Kampuksen Koonto from Finland was the one who won the gold medal, followed by GC Piruit from Estonia and another team from Finland, Untitled on third place. As we can see, the exercises looked pretty simple. The elements at the time were still different from rhythmic gymnastics and were typically aesthetic, with body movements predominating that are still present today. In my opinion, the biggest difference between 2000 and today is that all movements are much more smoothly connected to each other, without pauses and stops. Movements are more diverse and we see more and more collaborations and lifts that were not so important in the very beginning. The International Federation for Aesthetic Group Gymnastics was established in 2003. The second World Championship was held in Tallinn, Estonia in 2002, and the third one a year later in Prague, Czech Republic. That year, the Finnish team Dynamot from the club Ola in Voimisteluliitto won gold medal for the first time. Since then, they have also dominated in 2003 in Graz, Austria and 2004 in Sofia, Bulgaria. At the 2005 World Championships in Copenhagen, Russian team called SC Roxit won for the first time. Next year, national team from Bulgaria won their first ever World Championship medal in Tampere, where Dynamot placed first again. In the meantime, Finland started organizing competition called SUBTITLES Games, where several aesthetic gymnastics teams showed their programs. They invited many countries from around the world so they could spread the sport internationally. It was successful indeed. Next World Championships gained new competing teams from new countries each year. In 2007, the competition was held in South Europe for the first time. In Spanish city Sibiu, Estonia, Bulgaria and Russia took the medals with very different routines compared to the 2001s. The development was seen in each move and the sport has truly progressed by that time already. Next year, World Championship was held outside Europe for the first time. In Canadian city, Toronto. This was already a huge achievement. According to Estonian World Review website, over 400 international athletes, judges and coaches took part in it, featuring 28 teams from 14 different countries: Austria, Bulgaria, Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, El Salvador, Estonia, Faroe Islands, Finland, Russia, Spain, Turkey, United States, and Ukraine. The competition was won by Finnish team Deltat. In 2008 was also the year when rhythmic gymnastics group event was held at Olympics for the fourth time already. While aesthetic group gymnastics has just begun spreading over the continents. In 2009, Finnish team Deltat won the championship, which was held in Moscow. Again, followed by two Russian teams. One of them was Madonna, which appeared under this name for the first time. After that, this Russian team Madonna swept medals at each World Championship event. Maybe the cause for their sudden success was Igor Goyashev, who was elected for the president of Russian AGG Federation. A large-scale program for the development and popularization of aesthetic gymnastics in Russia has then begun, providing for serious changes in its organizational and financial structure. Now let's focus on the details. We could say that 2010 was the turning point. 1 decade of developing the sport and organizing World Championship was already behind. So they started organizing them for junior category, but separately at first. Russians took a chance immediately and won Junior World Championships 8 times in a row, from 2009 to 2016. The International Federation also decided to organize World and Challenge Cup events for gymnasts to have more chances performing for the judges. After another Finnish win on senior level at the 2010 World Championships, Russians started to dominate this sport. Team Madonna won gold medal 4 times in a row, from 2011 to 2014. Estonia, on the other side, fell off the podium and has not appeared on it since 2011. Meanwhile, Bulgarian national team started sweeping silver and bronze medals. So this is basically how the things have continued for the last 10 years. The battle at each World Championship was between Russian teams Expressia and Madonna, and Finnish teams Minati and OVO team. While Victoria won almost every junior event in front of Minati Junior and OVO Junior team. Moving on. After the 2011 World Championship in Tartu, the 2012 edition was held in Cartagena, Spain. Beside the ones already mentioned, Team Nebesa from Russia took 3rd place. And while Team Madonna celebrated the victory again in 2013 in Lahti, Finland, home team called OVO won silver medal in front of Bulgaria. I could also mention that already 27 teams were competing in senior category at this particular championship, which is not much less than 39 teams competing in Cartagena in 2019. So the improvement was seen and many new countries were still joining every season. – 2014 could be another turning point, as a big novelty has happened. The Junior World Championships and the Senior World Championships were no longer 2 different events and have been held simultaneously at the same location since then. They also introduced mixed teams to the competition, where not only women but also men could compete. One of the first such teams in international competitions was the Spanish team from Cartagena. Another major thing that I noticed was the comeback of Uniteds. Unitard is a tight-fitting one-piece clothing of stretchable fabric which covers the body from neck to the feet. If you remember from the beginning of the video, they were used in 2000 and earlier, but soon afterwards the leotards with skirts appeared to be more interesting and appealing. Well, in 2014, it was just the opposite. At first, they were only worn by juniors, but soon appeared in senior category as well. So, going back to the championship, that year it was organized in Moscow, Russia, wherein beside the Russian team Madonna and the Bulgarian national team, the Russian team Expressia also stood on the podium. Remember this name, because this bronze medal was their first major achievement, which only intensified in the following years. Among the juniors, The girls from the Russian team Victoria celebrated victory for the second year in a row, followed by the girls from the Finnish team Miniti in second place. The 2015 competition was held in Tórshavn, Faroe Islands. The following year, the Finnish team Miniti, mentioned earlier among the juniors, advanced to the senior category and took gold medal. With this, Finland secured its first victory after 4 long consecutive victories of the Russian team Madonna. Team Expressia took silver medal and Bulgarian team won bronze, which is so far their last medal. From 2015 on, only Russian and Finnish teams won medals at World Championships. In 2016 in Brno, Expressia won gold medal, while Miniti was second and Madonna third. In junior category, Finnish team OVO Junior placed second after Victoria from Russia, with a very memorable routine with Mozart theme. So in the second half of the second decade, we started witnessing more and more extremely creative routines. If earlier the themes of the exercises were not so clearly visible, now they have definitely become so. The leotard, hairstyle, makeup, and music all matched the story of the choreography. And such is aesthetic gymnastics as we know it today. It is no longer just body movements on the carpet and a string of elements, but it is storytelling that can also have a very powerful meaning. The point of this is to be as original as possible. It is about planning the whole story on which the choreography will be based. So AGG choreographers are starting to plan it at least half a year earlier. The 2017 World Championship was held in Helsinki, Finland. In honor of Finland's 100 years of independence, all Finnish choreographies were based on their country. Maybe this was one of the reasons they really succeeded and swept 4 medals in total. Finnish team Miniti won gold in senior category, followed by Russian team Expressia and Finnish team OVO. While Miniti Elite won gold in junior category, followed by OVO junior team from Finland and Russian team Victoria. In the end of 2017, International Aesthetic Group Gymnastics Federation came up with a new idea of establishing short program competition. The aim of it was to offer an easy way to enter aesthetic gymnastics community. The routines in this program are based on the same musical style for every group, which is decided by the federation on every 2 years. The whole composition has to be like series of different movement groups, without lifts and acrobatic elements. The first competitions of short program were held in 2018 and it also appeared at World Championship that year. The championship in 2018 was held in Budapest, Hungary. And Madonna and Victoria took gold medals again. In junior category, Victoria Strela took 3rd place after Miniti Junior on 2nd. And Miniti and Expressia took silver and bronze medals in senior category. And finally, after about 20 minutes of this video, we've come to the present. 2019 was the year of 20th edition of Aesthetic Group Gymnastics World Championship. 20 years of intense competitions already behind. Can you imagine? It was held in Cartagena, Spain, for the 2nd time already. While Madonna took the world title again. Miniti was again joined by OVO team on 3rd place. while their clubmates OVO junior team took the junior world title in front of Russian teams Victoria and Victoria Strela. Now let's compare routines from the beginning of aesthetic gymnastics and now. As you can see, the difference in elements execution is not big. Maybe now, the gymnasts don't hold the balances for this long time, but they do perform quite the same ones. I think that now there is more elements required than before, so they cannot afford taking too much time on each one. So in the first video, there is not much going on. The story leaves us confused because they are just moving on the carpet, while the second one leaves us in excitement. The body movements were very basic back then, while they are very advanced and creative now. All difficulties are better connected today and no longer stops are allowed. If we observe the movement on the ground, we also notice that today the changing of girls is faster and smoother, which is also the goal of the whole composition. The layouts are more creative and change all the time. Straight lines are very rarely seen nowadays. The expression on the face also plays a big role today. With it, the girls show the story they are telling. So, I guess that after all the things I've listed, we've recognized some changes. I hope so. If you remember the statistics of 2008, when 14 countries were a part of this event, now in 2019, there were 25 countries participating, with 39 senior and 35 junior teams on the carpet. The goal of International Federation is to attract even more members. The thing is that aesthetic group gymnastics does not belong to the famous International Gymnastics Federation called FIG. It is separated and has to find its own way to spread around the world. The main goal of developing this sport is to bring it to Olympics. It is a big dream, but would cause many unanswered questions if it became reality. For example, how could the countries decide which team will be the one representing them at Olympic Games? Because if you asked me now, I could not decide between Madonna and Expression from Russia, for example. So let us know in the comments section, what is your opinion about it? And for the end, let's just get one more thing clear. Aesthetic gymnastics is not dancing and it is not rhythmic gymnastics. It has many similar features with rhythmic gymnastics indeed. But in general these two are very different. So do not ever say these are the same. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed my storytelling and learned some new things. If you like this kind of content, make sure you like this video and share it with your friends to spread the sport around the world. If you want me to do more videos like that, please comment down below your ideas and opinions. Thank you for watching and see you soon.
Well, adding on to what Heather said, that it is a struggle for many athletes, not just the sport, being in aesthetic group gymnastics or rhythmic gymnastics or whatever sport it may be. Many sports don't get much attention or they're underfunded, and it made me realize that I could do something about it.